Kia ora team, and welcome to these short videos on how to use the Peakon dashboard. Hopefully they serve as reminders or help you out if you ever get stuck. So let's get into it. One of the most common questions that came up from managers during the survey debrief was, what questions does the survey ask? So in this video I'm going to explain to you the four main categories of questions in the Peakon survey and show you where you can go to have a look at them yourself. Now the Peakon survey is predominantly about engagement, and that makes up the first category and the majority of the questions. Altogether, 45 engagement questions. And these start with the main engagement question, which is how likely is it that your team would recommend your branch as a place to work? Then you have the three outcome questions that measure the three key outcomes of engagement, being loyalty, belief, and satisfaction of your team. Then there are 14 driver questions and 27 sub-driver questions that give us insights into what specifically is and isn't engaging your team. And it provides some context to the main engagement score and the key outcomes of loyalty, belief, and satisfaction. Additional to the main engagement survey, we've also subscribed to the diversity and inclusion part of the Peakon survey, which constitutes of 16 questions. Our values are an important part of a company culture, and so we have included a specific Barfoot and Thompson question, which essentially asks the team to rate and comment on their awareness of our company values. The final category is the open-ended questions, which are marked by the grey icon next to the comments in your dashboard. These are questions that require a descriptive answer, and for you as a manager, they can provide some real insights into what is most meaningful to your team and give you some ideas on some quick wins. So let's look at your dashboard and where you can find these questions. As usual, we're going to start on the main page of our dashboard. And first, we're going to hover our cursor on the question mark next to the engagement score. Here we can see the main engagement question at the top and the three main output questions that measure loyalty, belief, and satisfaction. To further delve into the engagement questions, we're going to go to the left-hand menu and we're going to scroll down to Analysis and click on Drivers. And this will essentially show you all of the drivers and sub-drivers of engagement. If you haven't already, check out the separate videos on drivers and sub-drivers if you want to know more about those. And just by scrolling or hovering over each driver, you can quickly get a feel for what the drivers are measuring and the questions that were asked for each driver. This will cover your main engagement category of questions. The next category is diversity and inclusion questions, and you simply need to go to the top of the screen and click on diversity and inclusion next to engagement. And here you will see the drivers and sub-drivers for the diversity and inclusion part of the survey. And just like we did before, by clicking on the diversity and inclusion drivers and sub-drivers and hovering on them, you can get a gauge of what the D&I questions were about and what was asked of your team. Going back to the top of the screen, you can see the scores for the Barfoot and Thompson question, which measures our team's awareness of our company values. And then finally, to look at the open-ended questions, we can go back to the left-hand menu and click on Insights and then Comments. And as you can see at the top of the comments section where it says All Comments, you can drop the menu down, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on Open-ended questions. And this will show you the open-ended questions and responses from your team. Finally, remember that the questions and drivers are complex and interdependent. When it comes to engagement or people leadership for that matter, we can't look at any single question in isolation. Instead, we just want to understand the intent behind the questions, know the drivers that attribute to your strengths and weaknesses as a manager, as a team, and as a branch, and then take a strategic view of your focus areas, your quick wins, long-term goals, and then implement any changes that will provide the maximum value and impact for your team and your business. Hopefully you found that useful, but if there is anything else that you'd like to see, just drop a comment below or flick me a message and I'll upload another video for you. Kia pai te rā.